And we are live. Welcome, season 4, episode 7 of Better Call Saul, the Saul GoodCast. Something stupid. And a little bit late, had a late dinner. Some stir fry, beef stir fry.
Ooh, yum.
Yeah, I had three green peppers, red pepper, yellow pepper, green pepper, onion,
Nice.
garlic, hamburger.
Nice. Oh.
Topped it off with some Worcestershire sauce. I don't know if you like that or
Ooh.
not, but that gives it a little kick. Anyway, let's go and start off the episode. Really good episode. I really enjoyed this episode. So let's go ahead and
Yeah.
open up the teaser, because the teaser was a montage and it did a time jump, a big time jump, I think, with 9 months, 10 months maybe. So,
I think it was 9 months because if you remember, Jimmy said he had 10 months until he got his law license back, and he said during this episode that he was 1 month away.
mhm.
So it was a 9 month time jump, and it was a great montage of Jimmy and Kim. They're doing various things. You know, he's still working at the cell phone place and selling the cell phones on the side.
Yeah.
The little side business. Kim, of course, is doing her thing with Mesa Verde and at Schweikart and Coakley.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all set to the tune, and it's all set to the song. Remember, I said last week they're probably going to tie this in with the song, the title of the episode. And sure enough, that's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
They used the song Something Stupid. It was actually a cover version. The original version was by Frank and Nancy Sinatra.
Yeah.
So they used...
the cover version is Lola Marsh.
Yes.
Lola Marsh.
Yes. And that's what, I said, I figured they're probably going to tie it in with the song, or they're probably going to play the song at some point during the episode. Sure enough, they did during this opening teaser. And it was a great opening teaser, as you mentioned, the time jump. And I think it's great that they decided to do this with the time jump to kind of accelerate Jimmy's full conversion into Saul Goodman as far as when he finally gets his law license.
Yeah, I completely agree, because we definitely need the time jump, because if they didn't do the time jump, then they could have strung this out for like 6, 7, 8 more seasons. I'm so glad they did the time jump. And I think we'll probably see another time jump probably in the near future to get caught up with the whole Breaking Bad story arc. But yeah, I love the whole split screen effect. And I love the fact that, there was, 2 screens, and then you can see, Jimmy's day-to-day operation and Kim's day-to-day operation. And with sometimes you see Jimmy, his hand goes across the screen. You see that a little bit, and you see Kim's leg goes across the screen. I love that. This is setting up for a big old breakup between Jim and Kimmy.
We also saw where Kim got the cast off.
Yeah.
She finally got the cast off, and she was using a little rubber ball as kind of a... I suppose I never had a broken bone or a broken arm, so I don't know. I don't know. I imagine that's probably what they do. They have you squeeze a rubber ball.
Yeah,
to kind
so
of,
you can get your strength back in your arm.
Right. Yeah. And now we are in 2004 in the timeline. We're into the year 2004 now.
4 more years until the Breaking Bad collision. So I'm so excited for that. And,
so we are now, So we are now in 2004, and I do like the fact that they decided to do the time jump.
Yeah. Let's see here. So I didn't get a chance to rewatch the episode. Let's see here. So I think we pretty much covered the teaser. And again, I think they're setting us up for the downfall of Kimmy and Jimmy, because Kimmy is not mentioned in Breaking Bad, so we don't know what's happening with her and what's going to go on with her. But it's going to be a big breakup between the two. Something's going to happen between the
Mm-hmm.
two,
I think so.
and they're slowly, building to that point, so we'd be ready for it. But I'm going to be,
Yeah.
it's still going to be devastating because I love the interaction between Ray Seahorn and Bob Odenkirk. I love their interaction.
It is
It's going to be
great. Yeah.
so disappointing not to see that anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. And one thing, let's see, I forgot what we saw after the, let's see, after the teaser, they come back and,
We see a point of view, first person perspective, while Jimmy is introducing the new law office for
yeah, that's right. And we think
Lecturer
it's we,
McGill.
we think it's to Kim, right? And
Yeah.
we find out
Yeah,
that he's actually he's taking the tour. He goes in the bathroom and says, "Oh no, well, we got to kind of fix up the bathroom a little bit." And then it turns out he's talking to Hugh.
yes. Huel is a huge plays a huge role in this episode. And
Yes,
what I love, we get to see more of Huel. This is the most we've seen him talk.
it
So
is. Yeah,
So this is a great episode. This is more a Huel episode because this whole episode is focused on what Huel is and what Huel did, and when we get into that,
yeah.
but but he's shown the office to Huel, and he's like, hey, what do you think about this? And Huel's like, no, I don't like it. He wants a high rise and a boat.
Right. 40 he wants a high rise up on the 40th floor. That's what he said. A glass, windows and everything. Yeah, that's what he said. That was just great, though. I mean, because the place that Jimmy was showing off was, it wasn't exactly something that Hill would have gone for.
Yeah.
But that was great, though. The little POV type, the shots where we see Jimmy showing somebody. We don't know who it is. We didn't know who it was.
Yeah, I
That
love
he
the
was
POV
showing.
shot.
Yeah, we didn't
Great
know
shot.
who it was. We thought maybe it was Kim. But then I said to myself, now wait a minute, but probably what's going to happen is it's probably going to turn out to be Hugh. I was thinking that. I said it's probably going to turn out to be Hugh instead of Kim that he's showing this office to. And sure enough, that's who it was. It was Hugh.
Yeah. It was great, great shot of that.
Yeah, it was.
So we go into Hector. And we find out that Hector is finally recovered from his stroke, and he can't talk. The only thing he can do is tap his finger to communicate. Mm-hmm. And we see his doctor, working on him to make him be able to communicate and everything. We see the whole teaser that we saw last week where Hector knocks the cup of water over so he can watch the nurse bend down and pick it up and clean it up.
And the look on his face after she does that is just priceless.
Yeah.
You can tell. You could tell that I mean, he knew what he was doing, obviously. Exactly. I mean, he knew exactly.
The best part is this was not a throwaway scene. It ties into the episode later in.
Yes, it does. It does. And Mark Margolis, I mean, does a great job without saying a word. I mean, just the facial expressions, the fact that he can only move with like his one finger or his hand or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw him do that on Breaking Bad. Also, we saw how he did that on Breaking Bad. Of course, he was great on there too.
Yeah, I mean, after all those years, he still can get back into that role of Hector and still be able to portray Hector on the TV screen, and I think it's just fantastic.
I mean, To me, this is just my personal opinion. It really adds more depth to Hector's character.
Hmm.
The fact that he can't speak, that
Yeah.
he can only do the facial expressions. He can only do the thing with the finger or whatever.
Yeah.
But but I mean, it's great. The fact that he had that look on his face. It's like, Hector, you dog.
Let's go ahead and talk about the other scene that ties into. So later on in the episode, we see Gus's house again, and we see
Yes.
the doctor going to Gus's house
Uh huh.
to update Gus on Hector's condition. And we find
Mm-hmm.
out that she was recording the whole thing at the time of the whole communication scene. And she says, and this is by surprise to me because I wasn't expecting this, but she says that she can make him walk and talk again given enough time. And
Mm-hmm.
Gus is pulling the plug out on that. He does
Oh yeah.
not want him to communicate at all. He does not want him to talk at all. He wants that guy to suffer. He wants him to suffer for what he
Yep.
did to
Yeah.
Gus.
Much like the Kawati story he told last week,
Yeah.
week before rather. Yeah. He wants that. He wants it to suffer. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love how it ties into that story that he's taught
Yes, it does.
about
Yeah.
the injured Kawadi, and he took it in and he kept it as a pet. This is Hector is Gus's pet now.
Yes.
For him to do anything that he wants to,
And,
which
and of course,
it's
we see more of that on Breaking Bad. We see the develop. I think we're going to see the beginnings of it on Better Call Saul. We're going to see the beginnings of it
yeah.
on Better Call Saul, and then of course, it'll naturally tie into what we see on Breaking Bad.
Mm-hmm.
Which,
Yep.
but yeah,
I hope
you
we get to
notice
see some more. Oh, go ahead.
Gus was making the same dish, the same type of
Yes.
stew. The
Yes.
same type of stew that he made on Breaking Bad when he had,
Yes.
was it
Walt and Jesse at his
Walt and
house.
Jesse? Yes, the same dish. That must be his specialty. That must be Gus's specialty. Is that particular type of dish?
Mm-hmm.
That must be what he's good at cooking. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was just great.
Mm-hmm.
The scene at Gus's house with the doctor. It's like, no, and it's like he wants her to help her set up a clinic.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to help her set up this clinic. That's why he's helping her out. He's giving her donations and things like that.
Yeah, and he's also saying, you need to focus more on your clinic instead of Hector. Hector's
Yes.
fine where he's at.
Uh huh.
But going to that part with Hector, knocking the cup over, Gus watched that on video, and Gus knew that Hector is still in there just because he
Mm-hmm.
knocked that cup over. He knew he
Yes.
deliberately knocked it over. The doctor thought he
Uh huh.
knocked it over. It was just a muscle reflex, but it wasn't. It was not a reflex. Hector knew exactly what he was doing.
Yes, he did. He absolutely did. No question about it. There is still some intelligence in there.
Mhm. And that's the reason why he does not want Hector to be able to fully communicate.
Mm-hmm.
And I absolutely cannot wait until we see the first scene between Gus and Hector again.
Oh
With
yeah.
him tormenting Hector. I cannot wait till we
Yes.
see that. I cannot wait till we
Yes.
see that. And I hope we get to see that Monday night. I think it'll be fantastic if we see that
Yeah,
Monday
that
night.
would be great. That would be great. Yeah. And I mean, yeah, of course, well, on Breaking Bad, we see the vitriol, the hatred in Hector.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he can't communicate it, I mean, he absolutely despises Gus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because Gus is playing with him like he was a pet, as you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's going to be interesting to see how the germ of that really comes about, how the germ of this
Mm-hmm.
strange relationship comes about between Gus and Hector.
Mhm. So let's continue on with the whole Gus story because we saw not only the first montage in the teaser, but there was a second montage with the Germans and the slowly updating us on the building of the lab, the
The
super
Super
lab,
Lab,
and
yes.
we got an excellent montage of that with Burl Ives' Big Rock Candy Mountain. I thought that was
Yes.
great. I thought that was great. Yeah, I think it would have been better if they would have used Hi Ho, Off to Work Week. I think it would have been great if they used the Seven Dwarfs song, but I don't think they could get clearance of that. But Burl Ives is
Yeah,
just as great.
yeah. And of course, the one thing we always know about Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, the usage of music, the usage of
Mhm.
licensed music.
Yeah.
They do they're able to and they're able to tie it in, with what's going on screen.
Mhm.
Baby Blue, that's the best example, the
Yeah.
series finale of
Yeah.
Breaking Bad. When they used Baby Blue,
Mhm.
it tied in.
Yeah.
It was just great the way that it tied in with series finale when
Mhm.
Walter, spoiler alert, when Walter died.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Great. Then, so with the lab being under construction, we find out that the Germans are getting restless. It's becoming a longer project than expected, and we have some infighting between the Germans. They're mad, they're angry because they're cooped up for all these months, not being able to get some fresh air and some R&R, like Warner suggested to Michael, which again I love. Calling by his first
calling
full name
Michael,
instead of
yes,
Mike. I think that was fantastic of them to
yeah,
write the character like that because we never hear any other character call him by his full name, just Mike.
yeah, that's true. And I mean, there's this fighting going on. All of a sudden, who bursts out in German but Mike?
Yes, man, they're being trilingual. We got
He
Spanish, we
obviously
got English, we got German, but yeah,
he obviously picked up some of it. I'm sure, being around these guys.
yeah, we did, especially in that scene with Kai and Warner and Mike, where Kai basically called him an old fart asshole or something,
Uh huh.
and Mike, responded at bullshit. He knew what he said. He knew that he was insulting him in German,
Yeah.
which again, there was this Kai was supposed to look out for. He hasn't. I don't think he hasn't done anything quite just yet, but there's still 3 more episodes left, so who knows?
Yeah, Mike says, "How do you say bullshit German?" And Werner says, "Bullshit." Yeah, I love that scene. Yeah, but obviously they're making that obviously over the past 9 months they've made quite a bit of progress on the Super Lab.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but
The
but
Super Lab
that's
is coming along pretty
yeah, it
awesome.
is.
It's
Yeah,
like it's like you can actually picture it, with the big drums, the staircase, the coffee maker. I mean, it's great. You can actually picture that.
hmm.
I'm actually really enjoying
What, you broke up?
brought it to our never thought in a million years I should see how the super lab is created. And we were actually seeing how the freaking super lab is created. It's great to see the process of that.
It is, yeah, and I mean, we may be seeing Gale in there before the end of the season.
Ooh, I hope we see another Gale moment. We got to see some Gale again.
Yeah, bring back David Constable because it was a nice surprise to have him on there. A few weeks ago, singing the elements. So, but so okay, Shane. I don't know what happened to him. he's having some issues. Um, but yeah, I mean, the Super Lab. They're doing it in the dead of night, of course. They're having to build in the dead of night and blast and everything. So
All right, I'm back.
yeah, but like I said, they're having to build and blast in the dead of night with this super lab. Hopefully, they're not attracting any unwanted
All right,
attention.
I'm back. Can you hear?
You're breaking up some. You sound a little bit robotic. But it was amazing. Like I said, Mike bursting out with a bit of German, trying to calm the German guys down, the German workers. So, but yeah, that was great. And then also the storyline with Jimmy as Saul Goodman.
Yeah, we're having a third. So he had the business card. Need to call something Saul. Got what the
Yep.
business card said. It was crap. What did it say?
I
No,
can't
it said need
remember.
to call.
I think it was need to call Saul or something like that. And yeah, Jimmy was utilizing his side business, selling the phones, and all of a sudden this under
Love the
yeah you're
business card. And
yeah
he's using Saul Goodman as his alias. And
yeah
it's kind of
yeah we're only getting every other word, Shane. But yeah, that was pretty cool. Him using the business card. Um, but anyway, undercover cop or a cop shows up wearing not wearing a uniform or anything like that, and basically tells Jimmy, you can't be selling these phones
am I good
here.
now? Let me
Uh, you're kind of in and out. So the cop tells Jimmy, you can't be selling these phones here in this location. So Jimmy's like, I can sell them wherever I want. Jimmy's kind of trying to go into Saul Goodman mode, trying to tell the cop, hey, I have a constitutional right to be here. And basically, the cop's like, no, you don't, and well, he doesn't threaten to take Jimmy in, but still. So Heel sees this. Heel's walking, and then he spots the cop. He thinks that the cop is just some guy hassling Jimmy, so he walks up and he shoves him. Well, now you shove a cop, that's going to be a lot of trouble for you. So Jimmy tries to talk the cop out of taking Heel in, but well, it didn't work. So Jimmy has to try and recruit Kim into helping him out and trying to help Heel out. Now, of course, the cops thing was it's like you're selling these phones to scumbags and lowlifes and all this stuff. And Jimmy's like, well, I have a right to do it, But the cop apparently, okay, I think he's back. And I guess the cop has an issue with Jimmy doing this. So, all right, try now, Shane.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, much better. Oops, he left.
Live?
Oh, there you are. There you are. It must have been the other. It must have
How
been
about
the other
now?
you. I think it was the other you that left. I'm not sure if he can
It
hear
looks
him.
like we're live.
We are
Yeah, I can hear
live.
you.
Oh, okay, okay. But I was talking about.
Okay, fantastic.
All right, I was talking about the with Jimmy selling the phones and Huel getting himself in trouble.
Yeah, I was using Saul Goodman as an alias, just like Walter
Right.
White used Heisenberg as an alias.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. There's
Mm-hmm.
your this. All
All
right,
right.
let's see here. Am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
Okay, good, fantastic. Got some kabuki-ish stuff going on for some reason.
the
But yeah, so
Russian.
it's the Russians. It's always the Russians.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. So going back to what you were saying, Jimmy was selling phones, and then a undercover cop kept saying, "Hey, you've been selling to these druggy dealer kids," and he asked him nicely to stop, but when Huel shows up and he hits the cop with the bag of sandwiches.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
I thought that was hilarious. That was
Uh huh.
great.
Of course, that gets Huel in trouble.
Hmm.
And Jimmy was trying to talk Huel. I would talk the cop out of taking Huel in, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, couldn't do it.
Yeah. And so Jimmy becomes desperate and he goes to Kim and he let Kim know that he's been selling burner phones and had his bodyguard, his security guard, hit a cop,
Mm-hmm.
and he wanted Kim to help him preside over the case. And it seemed, and Kim, kind of reluctantly agrees to do it.
Well, now
I
the
think
reason I think she was reluctant was because one thing we forgot to talk about was Jimmy was attending a party with Kim at Schweikert and
yeah,
Coakley, and he kind
yeah.
of embarrassed her.
Hmm. Yeah, and so and I was talking about the party, and it reminded me of when Walt went to the party and by Elliot's Elliot's wealth, and he was like looking around. Same way with around at the office, and he notices that Schweikart Coakley is a million law firm,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like he can't ask Kim to leave this law firm to go to Jimmy's law firm that's not even adequate to. And so
Mm-hmm.
he kind of embarrasses Schweikart about the trip, and he's like, "Well, go to Aspen." And Schweikart's like, "It's a 9-hour drive." It's
Mm-hmm.
and everybody in the party was like, listening in to the conversation, and it kind of embarrasses Schweikart and Kim because Jimmy is trying to force Schweikart to do this less lavish vacation, the corporate vacation, and Schweikart is kind of and doesn't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And he just want to go, and that kind of embarrasses Kim a little bit, and they didn't really talk going party.
No, they didn't. No, and I think that's why later on, as I mentioned, as you mentioned, Kim was very reluctant to help
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy out at first.
Yeah.
But then she goes and talks to the judge, but the judge's like, the judge the judge won't budge. Period. Plain and simple.
The district attorney, the assistant district attorney.
I mean, district attorney, not the judge. Okay, so it's
Yeah.
district attorney. Yeah, she's like, hey, listen, he shoved a cop. He hit a cop. He has priors. Yeah, for pickpocketing because the same
Yeah.
cop picked Huel up a few years ago, apparently, for pickpocketing.
Yeah, a couple of years back for pickpocketing. And
Mm-hmm.
I looked this woman up who plays the assistant district attorney. She was also in season 2 of Better Call Saul. She and her partner met with Mike and Jimmy about the whole statement that Mike delivered to the police when he beat up Tuco, when Tuco beat him up.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. So basically, Kim. So Kim. All of a sudden, she has a plan.
Yeah.
She goes to, I guess it's Office Depot or Office Max. It's one of those office supply stores.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have an Office Depot down about 30 miles from here. And she starts buying a bunch of supplies. And she's buying
Mm-hmm.
markers and Crayola stuff, and I'm not sure what she's up to.
Yeah. So yeah, she's buying colored pencils, markers, paper, crayons. For some reason, and I hope we find out Monday night what the whole plan is.
And she's trying to discourage Jimmy from carrying through with what he is planning.
Yeah, and the reason why Kim is outraged because she thinks the whole thing that they're going to give Huel time in prison is unfair because there was other cases that Kim called off that the cop was actually violently hurt, whereas with Huel's case, he just hit him with a bag of sandwiches and knocked him
Yeah.
over. Not a major crime. Yeah, it's assault, but the assistant district attorney, the assistant DA is like, he had a prior.
Yeah.
And Kim finds this whole case injustice. So she's got
Mm-hmm.
some sort of plan to do something. So her inner Saul Goodman, has some sort of plan. But speaking of Saul Goodman, we do see Saul Goodman in Kimmy's office because Jimmy was like, well, I went and did a background check on this officer, and he used to have a whole bunch of DUIs, and he's a hothead. So I'm thinking
Mm-hmm.
what we need to do is get this cop drunk and piss him off in court. I laughed so hard at that because it's like classic Saul. This is what Saul would have done.
Mm-hmm.
Get the guy wasted, get the officer wasted, and piss him off in court. Classic Saul. And Kimmy is like, taken aback by that. And she's like, no, we're not going to get an officer drunk. It's classic Saul. Fantastic. Love every bit of that.
That's cool.
But what do you think her plan is?
Oh goodness, I don't know if I could even begin to guess what her plan is. That's yeah, I don't
Yeah, I
know.
agree. I completely agree. I have no idea. And watch next week could be something so obvious. It'd be like, oh, really? I would have thought a million years.
hmm Now, I mean, she said she would take on, Huel's case. She called him Mr. Babanu, which we forgot.
Yeah,
I'd forgotten that it was his last name, Babanu. Oh yeah, Babanu. That's
yeah.
right, Huel Babanu.
Yeah, but then he said this call a Huel.
Call him Huel. Yeah. Of course, Lavelle Crawford. He's great. I mean, he is just as great as Huel.
Yeah. It looks like they're trying to punish some padding on him to make him look a little bit fatter.
Uh huh.
So they probably
he lost some weight between Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul.
He did.
Yeah.
So they're probably going to do so if they reintroduce him, they're probably put some padding and makeup effects on him, make him look like he did in Breaking
Mm-hmm.
Bad.
Yeah, are we going to see Francesca again this season?
Ooh, I hope we do.
We'll probably see her at some point. Like maybe if we don't see her this season, we'll probably see her next season.
Yeah, but I hope we see her this season.
Yeah,
I hope we see her this season.
yeah, that would be great.
So I'm trying to think, what would Kim do with all that stuff? It's killing me not do with this stuff.
Now, in the teaser for this Monday night, we see Jimmy on a bus. It's like, where's he going?
Yeah, and there's also another teaser that we do see Nacho in next
And
Monday's
Crazy
episode.
Eight.
With Crazy Eight, it seems like Nacho is the guy in charge. He's taking over Hector's spot, and Crazy Eight is playing Nacho's old job.
Yeah,
Which
well,
I am excited to see.
And it seems like Nacho's kind of recovered from.
Yeah.
Well, it was 9 months. It was 9 months.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would imagine he recovered.
Yeah.
Because it was 9 months. So he obviously was able to recover enough to get to where now he's okay. He seems to be okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So,
but maybe they do like a flashback of Nacho in Monday's episode showing his recovery or something.
Maybe.
Happen.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I think we've covered all the major plot points that happened in last week's episode leading into Monday's episode. So Monday's episode, we got to see the whole thing with Mike and the Germans, and if Mike honors Warner's request of letting the guys go outside and stretch their legs with some R&R, and maybe even bring some women in. Bring some women in.
Yeah.
So we got to see that.
Yeah, they're probably getting pretty tense, as it were. Not having female companionship for so long.
Yeah, I would too. If it's me and a whole bunch of dudes for 8 months, yeah, I'll be like, freaking out of it. But I am looking at a teaser photo. We do see Gus in the super lab that's being created. And he's looking at some blueprints. So, and he doesn't look very happy. Let me do a screenshot. He doesn't look very happy. So maybe Gus is unhappy with the work they have been doing, and it's taken too long.
Yeah, maybe so. I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
So there's the teaser photo.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Hello.
Teaser photo.
What?
We can't watch it.
Right. No, I'm in the middle of a show right now. We'll do it in a little bit. I promise.
How long?
Won't be too much longer. I don't know. Yeah, I like that. I like the way they lit him in that shot too. The way they light Gus.
Yeah, going back to the episode where he was in the hospital talking to Hector, I love the fact that they just light him on a half face. Kind of foreshadowing of what's going to happen to Breaking Bad. Every time we see Gus in the dock, only half of his face is lit. If
that's right.
If you rewatch the episode, you notice that only half of his face is lit. I think that was great foreshadowing of what's yet to come with Gus, and they did it numerous times in Breaking Bad. So there's one of the teaser photos. We do see Mike in the super lab looking around, and then we do see Jimmy and Kimmy going over a few things and what's yet to come. So Monday night is going to be, I think it's going to be pretty awesome. And I think hopefully Monday night we see the introduction of Lilo. because Nacho, because in the synopsis it says Nacho receives a visitor. I wonder if it's Lalo. I wonder if it's Lalo.
Yeah, and
Lalo in that episode. It's confirmed. I see in the guest starring credits.
Interesting. So it will be Lalo.
Yes, I cannot wait to see Lalo. Tony Dalton.
Yeah.
Lalo. The next week's Monday's episode is called Calshata. Coushata.
Yeah, the final, I looked it up. The final 3 episodes are going to have one-word titles.
Yeah, Calshata, Wundersten. That's German, so
Wiedersehen. It's Wiedersehen. Wiedersehen.
Oh, just like the song, Rufina saying goodbye, farewell, that. So that's German for goodbye, I bet.
And the final, what's the season finale called?
Winner,
yeah. And Wiedersehen is going to be directed by Vince Gilligan. I found that out.
Oh, really? Ooh,
yes.
I'm excited for that.
Wiedersehen is going to be directed by Vince Gilligan.
I'm excited for that because he hasn't written an episode this season. This is the only episode he's directed this season. Yeah, I'm excited for that. I am freaking out because of that. Jennifer Hutchison has written that episode with Sheena, that one as well.
Nice. Yeah.
So
it's going to be.
So my predictions for Monday would be we're going to see some follow up with with Gus and the Germans and Mike and the Germans. We're going to see what's going on with Nacho and Kimmy's plan for Huel. That's my predictions. That's my 3 predictions. I mean, we also got to see what's going on with Hamlin. Hamlin took a back seat this episode, and we got to see what's going on with Hamlin and HHM. But I think we've covered everything. We also covered what's going to happen, what we think is going to happen. Any predictions of what you think is going to happen next week, Monday night?
If Lalo shows up, maybe we will see, if your theory is correct, we'll see him give Hector the bell, if indeed he's the one that gives Hector the bell.
I am standing by that. I'm standing by that 100%.
So, because obviously that's the only way Hector can communicate. Now, of course, what we saw Hector doing on this past Monday was tapping with his finger.
Yeah. And we've seen him tap with his finger in Breaking Bad.
Yes, right. So we'll see the tapping.
I'm excited for that. I'm going to predict that this episode, Monday's episode, is going to be hugely Breaking Bad-ish. Hugely Breaking Bad-ish.
It could be.
But, I think that's pretty much it. We covered pretty much everything in this episode and previews for next Monday's episode. That's going to do it for us tonight. We'll see you here next week. Same time, same channel for Calshata.
If you cannot wait to see us, Wednesday night on our Looking for Bigfoot channel, we will have Real or Not Real.
Yes, it will return. And basically, if you don't know what Real or Not Real is, we take a look at Bigfoot videos. We take a look at paranormal videos like UFOs, ghosts, all that. That's Halloween's around the corner. What better way to celebrate it than looking at videos, paranormal? Scaring the crap out of people. So Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we'll probably have some more people on. Maybe Lale will join us. Tracy might join us.
Yeah, Tracy and maybe Shaky. Hey, maybe Shaky can join us too.
Yeah, Shaky can join us too.
Yeah.
But that's going to do it for us tonight. Wednesday night, Real or Not Real. If you're into political stuff, we do Not Mainstream on Friday nights on Politically Alternative Media. I don't really like to talk political and with Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad and all that. I like to be far away from that because it's TV shows and I don't want to get political about TV shows.
Right. Yeah.
No one wants to hear it. So, but if you're into that, all the channels to the external channels are linked in the description below. So yeah, we'll see you here next week for episode 8. Calcetta, 3 more episodes, 2 more after Monday night, and
Yep.
man, this has been a really good season. Been a
And
good, strong season.
2 weeks from tomorrow night is the season premiere of The Walking Dead. The Walking Dead is back.
Yeah.
2 weeks from tomorrow.
Ask you, have you been watching Fear the Walking Dead? Have you been keeping up with that?
No, I haven't been really. Not really, no.
You've been tuning out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't even started to watch the first season yet.
Mm-hmm.
Some Walking Dead news. I've saw on an interview that one of the AMC people did, and real quick, they was talking about The Walking Dead, and they want The Walking Dead to have their own universe, like the MCU or the DCU universes with Marvel and DC Comics. Well, AMC wants to have the Walking Dead universe, and they was talking about having spin-offs of the Walking Dead for decades to come. And I'm like, good Lord, please no more, no more. The Walking Dead is enough. Don't do any more.
Yeah.
Don't do any more. I mean, Fear the Walking Dead is pushing it, but okay, here we go. This is from Deadline Hollywood. The Walking Dead kicks off decade of expansion plans with New York double shot and new season 9 photos. Looking to go for many more years, The Walking Dead premieres its upcoming 9th season next week in Los Angeles with a full-on Hollywood screening at the Directors Guild of America. Keep on. Let me just see if I can find what the, okay, so as notions of potential spin-offs and more crossovers and other platforms have been long teased by former showrunner and now chief content officer Scott Gimple, AMC CEO Josh Chapin made The Walking Dead's future slightly more concrete when he told recent investors at a recent investors gathering that the idea is to go for another decade in some form or another. I'm like, no.
Yeah, because listen, viewers are going to get tired. I mean, I'm sorry, they are. They're going to get tired of this show. They probably are starting to get tired of this show.
Yeah, and to be honest, the ratings is not like nowhere near it is in the earlier days of The Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're slowly. Season 9 should have been the last season, but if they want to push it to season 10, I'm fine with that. Have season 10 be the last season. I am begging you, AMC, have season 10 be the last season. Because here's the thing, you don't have Rick anymore. You don't have Carl. You don't have Maggie going forward. You know, you have all these other people. I mean, it's going to get to the point where Michonne is going to get killed off. Daryl is going to get killed off. Carol is going to get killed off. You know, it's like, where do they go from there?
Mm-hmm.
And their idea is to bring in new people, and that can last only so much. That can last so much, is, you know, bringing in new people. It's, you know, they're pushing it. They're pushing it. And 9 seasons is pushing it. 10 is really, really pushing it. But I hope 10 seasons. I hope after season 9 they look at it and they be like, okay, let's have season 10 be the last season.
Yeah, I know. Because
but one can hope.
Well, the thing is, you don't want to have Walking Dead fatigue. Because they're just, you know, to continue the thing going and say, oh, we've got to have an expanded universe. I mean, Scott Gimple is already pushing his luck.
Here's the thing.
Remember,
I don't like Scott Gimple at all. He is the one that's ruining The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
I 100% believe that. He's ruining The Walking Dead, and Angela Kane has got a big, huge task in front of her to do what Scott Gimple left her.
Yeah, it's like the show's ratings. If the show's ratings are down, which they are,
Yeah,
then
they're
why
down.
continue? Why keep the show going? It makes no sense at all.
Yeah, it's on life support as it is.
Mm-hmm. You're taking away some of the major characters, including Rick.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying this is his final season. I mean, that's a really good indication they're killing him off.
Yeah, they're spoiling it. They said this is Rick Grimes' final episodes. So
Yep.
that's huge spoiler right there of him, being killed off.
Mm-hmm.
And who else are they going to kill off in this season? I mean, I don't think Maggie is planning to move forward because she's only there for 6 episodes, they said.
Yep.
So Maggie might be another one. Where's this going to leave Michonne? And because she and Rick is in a relationship, and with him dying, she's got Judith to take care of.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's pushing it. It's pushing it. Season 10 needs to be the last season. I'm begging you, AMC. Let season 10 be the last season.
And probably there will be fans. I would imagine that'll be like, if they kill Rick off, I'm done.
Yeah, because Rick is the one that is the whole series is based on. It's through his point of view.
Mm-hmm. And it's just a huge mistake. I mean, I know Andrew Lincoln wants to move on, and I'm not faulting Andrew Lincoln.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to move on from it. I understand that. I'm not faulting him at all.
Yeah.
But to keep the show going for another decade, mistake. Huge mistake.
I can guarantee you that we probably won't be during the webcasting dead for another decade.
No.
I can guarantee you that. Guarantee. I mean, season 9, we're hanging there for season 9, but after season 9, we're going to have to rethink this. We're going to have to rethink this. But, yeah. And that's some of the Walking Dead news, but another decade. A huge update. That photo I showed you guys earlier with Gus and the Super Lab, he is with Mike going over the plans with the Super Lab.
Uh-huh.
It's a Better Call Saul AMC on Instagram posted the full teaser shot of that photo, and it's Gus and Mike talking.
Cool. That is, I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, because Gus of course is relying on Mike, which is great. The fact that I mean, he trusts Mike to be able to do the job, and Mike is doing the job like he's supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
And he's doing great. He's making sure that things go according to plan. This is the way Gus wants it. So this is the way it's going to be.
Yeah. They also post a Mesa Verde commercial on their Instagram. Better Call Saul. It is great. At the end of it, it has Mesa Verde and then the address. It changes from 1216 to 1261 with the whole mistake.
Yeah.
Go on their Instagram and watch it. It's great. Fantastic.
I'll have
hilarious.
to check it out. Yeah. That is great.
All right, so let's go ahead and end this with let's go ahead and end this. I think we covered everything. If you want to see what we talked about, watch the archive. And next week, episode 8, Calshetta. I cannot wait for that episode. We'll see you here next week, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Good night, everybody.